Mom and my grandparents went exactly as expected, while nobody at Riverton High seemed surprised. They were like, "He loves to talk about the makeup artistry of the contestants on RuPaul's Drag Race. Of course he's gay." It felt weird that my classmates boxed me into a stereotype, but their assessment was correct, technically. At least they were cool with me, even though our school was in a farming community, and about half the kids were Mormon, another 45% some type of Protobaptithalic, short for Protestant, Baptist, and Catholic. There are so many church groups at Riverton, it's hard to keep up. And the remaining 5% of us were just like, hi, I don't know what makes this world tick, but I don't think it's a magical being in the sky. There was this one instance when Greg Ratford came up to me at my locker and said, "I don't believe in your lifestyle, and I just wanted you to know." I told Lou, and she instantly shrugged it off, saying, "The rat is an asshole." And everyone working in the journalism lab with her agreed. So we were all on the same page that the rat was a jerk, and I could go on being me. That was the biggest extent of any school drama. I mean, we'd all been going to Riverton since kindergarten, and had gotten to know each other pretty well, since we were only a class of 77 students. Even if nobody threw a pride parade in my honor, I guess my classmates felt like I was part of the family, and coming out didn't change that. The most nerve-wracking part was telling Dad. We were in the living room of our tiny log cabin, Dad watching Monday Night Football, while I went through the most recent pictures posted on Instagram under hashtag Instagay. Normally, that would keep me very at attention, due to all the muscly guys in Speedos or posting gym selfies. But I wasn't paying attention to what I was liking. Instead, I was going back and forth about when the best time to come out to Dad would be. Was it better to tell him during a commercial break? No, that's when he went to the bathroom. Yelling this news through the door while Dad sat on the toilet didn't feel like the right moment for revealing my sexuality. Maybe I could tell him during halftime, but would he really be paying attention if he was as distracted by cheerleaders as I was by football players in tight pants? Even though I had already told so many other people, I was worried about Dad the most. He's the most stereotypical guy. He loves football. He fixes cars for a living. He even built our home with his own bare hands. I didn't want to be the kind of person who assumed the worst, but I'd read so many horror stories online about kids getting dumped by their hyper-masculine fathers. Even though I was pretty sure Dad wouldn't do that to me, there was still a tiny seed of doubt. Without thinking, I let out a huge sigh. Dad turned down the volume on the game and asked, "Something wrong, Jay?" That had to be a sign from some deity, or Michelle Obama, or whoever brings all of humanity together, and as good a lead-in as any to spill the rainbow-colored beans. I was just stressing about how to tell you that I'm gay. Dad didn't skip a beat. "I knew it." He said it with such matter-of-fact certainty that I was a little offended he hadn't brought it up earlier. "Now's a good time to talk about safe sex. Just because you can't get a girl pregnant doesn't mean you can't get an STD. I buried my face in one of Mom's hideous floral throw pillows. "Ew, Dad, gross." "Gross is chlamydia, which is entirely preventable." He got up, grabbed a banana, and proceeded to walk me through how to put on a condom. So it turns out I really had nothing at all to worry about in my coming out journey, except for the fact that I was all alone. Well, I was surrounded by people, but they were all straight. I got a lot of attention for being the gay kid, but pointing out how I was different just made me feel that much more lonely. Not one other person at RHS, in all 4 grades, came out after I did freshman year. At first, I thought that maybe my coming out would give other people the courage to do so too. I was certain in no time I would be the president of the GSA and have the perfect boyfriend. We'd have